chapter is called The External Reasons for Lord Chaitanya's Appearance. So yesterday we did a very long purport. So today I'm not thinking to read so many purports because I want to advance the kahani, as they say, the narrative. So we'll comment the narrative if it's necessary. And also it's very important to read the Bengali, although sometimes devotees seem patient when I read it, but actually one time in Prabhupada's days in Punjab, he was very angry when the devotees would not read the Sanskrit. It's very important. So we'll take our time. So 35. Chandra Yuga Avatar Jani Karga Mahasaya Krishna Nam Karane Karyache Nirmaya. Knowing him, Lord Chaitanya, to be the incarnation for Kali Yuga, Gautamuni, during the naming ceremony of Krishna, predicted his appearance. Asamvarnas Trayasya Greenatan Yukam Tanuku Shukla Raktastata Pita Idam Krishnatam Gata. This boy Krishna, has three colors, white, red, and yellow, as he appears in different ages. Now he has appeared in transcendental blackish color, very short purple. This is the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:8-13, verse 37. Shukla Parapta Pitavarna Etina Juti Sachitreti Kalikale Dharana Sripati. So you can see a variation of Sanskrit and Bengali verses. Generally, when the Praman is required, then naturally it is in Sanskrit, according to the scriptures. 37, we read this. I read one more time. Shukla Rakta Pita Varna Etina Juti Sachitreta Kali Kali Dharana Sripati. White, red, and yellow. These are the three bodily lusters that the Lord, the husband of the goddess of fortune, assumes in the age of Satya, Treta, and Kali, respectively. It's interesting that Dwarka is missing in these verses, but that's a very long footnote. We don't want to go there. Idanim Dwapare Timo Hala Krishna Vana Ekstava Shastra Gama Puranera Mara. Now, in the 12th Dwapara Yuga, the Lord has descended in the blackish hue. This is the essence of the statement in the Puranas and other Vedic literatures with reference to the context. Dwapara Bhagavan Shamaha Pita Vasa Nidyu Yudha Sri Vatsa Thipi Rampaisya Lakshanir Lakshita. So Lakshana means means characteristic. This is the Lakshana, very important word. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Of course, you may know that sometimes it's given in the other way, starting with Hare Rama, in the first order. Iti, Shoga, Shakam, Nanam, Kali, Kamasana, Nashanam, Nanaha, Parato, Payaha, Sataveshu, Vishade. After searching through all the Vedic literatures, one cannot find a method of religion more sublime for this age than the chanting of Krishna. I want to say a small remark that I recently read Srila Prabhupada. He was saying that in every age there's so many rules and regulations how to worship God. And in Kali Yuga there are also many rules and regulations, but he said, this is the best one. Because to chant Hare Krishna, there's no rule or regulation. You can chant anytime, you can chant whether you have bathed or not bathed, whether you've eaten or not eaten. At any time you can chant. And this is the beauty of the Hare Krishna Mantra, that it's given without any particular, you can say setting, or rule, or regulation. So, tell me something. Well, it's something that means that which is always there, but particularly in the Kali Yuga. But apparently, if you do the research, then it's this Upanishad. But when we hear the word Upanishad, we think it's something that was written, 4,000 years ago. But this is very, very recent Quran. It's very minor. Virtually nobody has heard of it. But because the Hare Krishna Mantra was founded there, it's given, of course, undue attention, not undue attention, it's given apropos attention. But if you read when the Purana was composed, they say the 16th century. A very, very, and also you may notice that in the Caitanya-caritamrta Radhika DD, Hare Krishna Mantra is never mentioned. It does not exist in there. Not once does it say that the devotees chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So it says that this mantra came actually a little bit after Mahaprabhu. That's why it said in the Caitanya-caritamrta that they chanted Hare Nam Bhagna. There is no Hare Krishna mantra. So very interesting. So the next verse says this. It says, Caitanya Samakanti Prakanda Sharira Navameka Jinakanta Swaniye Gambira. The luster of his expansive body resembles molten gold. The deep sound of his voice comes thundering from the newly assembled clouds. So just a note on the word Gambira. What does Gambira mean to us when we're thinking of Mahaprabhu's Leela? The room where he sat for many years, sat in Gambira in Caitanya. I've been there myself, very interesting place. And it says, the Lord would sit there, chant, meditate, and sometimes he would escape through the walls, go to the bathing sea. Very amazing pastime. So Gambira means dark, or resounding, or deep. Very important word. Navameka, Gini, the sound of his voice was like very beautiful and resounding. So verse 42. Darya Vistareye Apanarahata Chari Hasta Haya Maha Purush Vikshamaka. One who measures 4 cubits in height and in breadth by his own hands is celebrated as a great personality. So I didn't research exactly what a cubit means, but it's more than a foot, of course, maybe a foot and a half or so. But it's the main point here is that when Lord Caitanya stretched his arms, his length was the same as the length of his body. Cubits. It was exactly the same. So his arms were very, very long. They came to his knees. Most people's arms, how far you stand up from the chilling fire, your arms come down. Like they were. Okay, you put them down now? No, stand straight to see. verse, then listen to the next verse. So Krishna was predicted. What verse am I reading? Oh, I'm reading too young. Then it says, Dharya Vishtaye Apanana Patam Jai Hastahaya Mahapurusha Vijata. Okay, again, one who measures 4 cubits in height and in breadth by his own hand celebrated the great Krishna. This one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually it's very long. More than it was. Yeah, very beautiful. It's interesting that all these measurements of different countries. Yamyaha Parimanta Haya Chandranam Yagroda Parimanta Tanu Chaitanya Gunatam. I want to look at the word for word. It's very important here. Yagroda Parimanta Yagroda Parimanta Haya is Chandra and Nam, the name. Yagroda Parimanta is not translated. Tanu, having such a body, Caitanya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's both of good qualities. So translation. Such a person is called Niragroda Parimanda. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who personified all good qualities as the body of a Niragroda Parimanda. Prabhupada says this. No other than the Supreme Lord Himself, who has engaged the conditioned souls by His own illusory energy, can possess these bodily features. These features certainly indicate an incarnation of Vishnu and no one else. Again, we talk about the 4 cubits in either direction. You can measure that. That is a very rare personality that is always understood as the divinity in Himself. Ajanu Lambita Bhutya Kamala Lochana Tirapula Dinanasha Sudam Shivana. His arms are long enough to reach his knees. His eyes are just like those flowers. His nose is like a sesame flower, and his face is as beautiful as the moon. Of course, these are descriptions that we hear of Krishna, of Radha, of the gopis, and we also hear it, of course, in any Sanskrit poetry. You know, sometimes when you read mundane Sanskrit poetry, you hear the same features repeated so many times that sometimes Western audiences or Western critics, they get tired of. The face is like the moon. We hear 10,000, everybody is beautiful, the face is like the moon. So, eyes like a rose, it's like a sesame flower, and so on and so on. So it's very, very common. This is not, this applies, this is used, millions of times. But here it is the original feature of the personality of Godhead. It's very, very beautiful. And Mahaprabhu also had the same type of features as Krishna. So it says only Krishna can have these particular qualities. You can say his face is as beautiful as the moon. So sometimes it's described, how can Krishna's face be like the moon when it is black? But Prabhupada explains many times, Krishna's blackness is effulgent. It's not, he says, it is not the black of the material world. So when we think of black, we think of something that's not reflecting, like white will reflect the light. Black absorbs. But that's one of the beautiful things about Krishna. He absorbs it all in him. We talk about sometimes the main thesis in Western philosophy is the one and the many. So the one is the one in whom everything is absorbed. That's Krishna, the black. Everything is absorbed. And then the many become apparent in the light. Because we can talk about a human being, not in plural, but a human being, and we can describe the symptoms of a human being: 2 arms, 2 feet, 1 nose. And then that is the epitome of a person, but there's trillions of those who resemble them. So it is the one and the many. These two, you can always keep that in mind. Aveda, not broken, not divided, not shared, and Veda, it is shared. And the word, so many times the word that comes from Veda, which is everything is shared, and there's many. The English word bite comes from that. Bite, which means maybe bite, and you're separating everything. So bite comes from Veda. And many other words, both. So his arms are long enough to reach his knees. His eyes are just like lotus flowers. His nose is like a sesame flower. And his face is as beautiful as the moon. Now listen to the next verse. 45. Shanta, Shanta, Bhanta, Krishna Bhakti, Nishta, Parayana, Bhakta Vatsala, Shushila, Sarvabhute, Sama. I'll read it through. Shanta, peaceful. Danta, controlled. Krishna Bhakti, to the service of Lord Krishna. Nishta, Parayana, fully devoted. Bhakta Vatsala, affectionate towards the devotees. Sushila, good character. Sarvabhute, to all living beings. And Sama, equal. So it starts with Shanta, and I think maybe yesterday we heard some, reference also to Shanta and Shantaras, and it was a little bit put down as usual, because it was a ras that was added much later. Maybe it was added, I don't know, 500-600 years ago. It was made apparent 1,000 years ago, but it was added much later. So it's not much emphasized, and Prabhupada also sometimes does not emphasize it. But at the same time, who is in the Shantaras? If you're talking about nature itself, the cows, the birds, all the animals, the bees, they do nothing but serve. So if you think that they're not only sakhas, but they're dashas, they're also in love with Krishna. So all of these, the 5 rasas, analyzed and says, all of them, especially the erotic rasa, attains all the other rasas, but all the rasas have tastes of others that are mixed, but it cannot be mixed in the wrong way. If it's mixed in the wrong way, what do you call that? Rasa, which is not good. It's just like the other day I was reading Krishna's pastime by a very famous commentator, 15th, 16th century commentator, and he was saying, I'm not mentioning any of the site notes that Krishna was walking out and killed somebody quickly. He says, because that for some, this is rasa. Here you're reading about, Krishna's having a love affair, and then all of a sudden you read about him going to the side and killing somebody, and then coming back. So we have to be careful how we understand all the different rasas. Very different, and how they are mixed, and how they should not be mixed. It's a very great science, not easy to understand. So Shanta Danta, Krishna Bhakti Ishta, Prayana, Bhakti Vatsala, Shushila Sada, Buddha, Samsam. So translation. He is peaceful, self-controlled, and fully devoted to the transcendental service of Lord Krishna. He is affectionate toward his devotees. He is gentle, and he is equally disposed toward all living beings. What do you think of that for a generic definition? Such a person as Mahaprabhu, is equally disposed towards all living beings. See? And this should also be honored. We should be equally disposed, not saying, oh, I hate that one, I love this one, I can't understand this one. No. That's all temporary, according to contemporary politics, etc., or your mindset even. But when you are in peace, then actually you're in harmony with everybody. Otherwise you won't be in peace. So it's very important that we understand the significance of the Vatsam, and then the last term again, Kante Sama. So the Samaras, which word comes from that? Samaras, which word in English? Obviously same. You make everything the same. And that is the whole, there's no judgment. Same comes from Sama. In my language also, Sama. In German, Susama. It's all the same in all the different languages. It pulls it together, pulls everything together. So it becomes one. Not impersonal one, but personal one. Personal one always has a footnote of the many. And many, if you are intelligent, always have a footnote of the one. See? If I talk about shadow, what must I also invoke? I'm talking about the shadow the pillar is casting here in the room. Then what do I have to invoke? Obviously the light. Because without the light, there is no shadow. And that's the whole point. See, sometimes, especially as neophyte devotees, we're so judgmental. We take one and not the other. We think either or is the only methodology. That's not the only methodology. Neither nor is the only methodology. Methodology is both. Veda and Veda. That way we're not full of hatred towards this politician or that politician or your mother or your father or your children or the dog next door. You see? We have a sense of humor. Asheras is one of the rasas that accompanies many of the other rasas. There's a little laughter there and it goes a long way. What did I say to one devotee? I was writing something. I think I used the expression of laughing in your sleeve. What does that mean? Yeah, you're laughing in your sleeve. Nobody knows you're laughing. You're laughing because you don't show your mouth, because your mouth it reveals when you're laughing. So you're laughing in your sleeve. Don't show anything. That's what Krishna is. You're always laughing in your sleeve. So then it says, look at this, 46. Chandanera, Ambala, Chandana, Bhushana, Nritya Kali Parikarena, Krishna, Sankirtana. He is decorated with sandalwood bangles and armlets and anointed with the pulp of sandalwood. He especially wears these decorations to dance in Sri Krishna Sankirtan. So you know about sandalwood. Sandalwood is cooling. It's beautiful. It doesn't agitate your skin. So it's a very beautiful, it's like a medicine also. You can apply it for different Ayurvedic methodologies. So that is the body to decorate certain way. Esa Guna Lana Muni Vaishampayana Sahasranam Kaila Tantranama Gana. Recording all these qualities of Lord Chaitanya, the sage, Vaishampayana, who is that? Yazadev, included his name in the Vishnu Sahasranam. So, 43, 48. Duilila Caitanya Adi Ara Sesha Duilila Chari Nama Vishesha. The pastime of Lord Chaitanya have two divisions. The early pastime, Adi Lila, and the latter pastime, Sesha Lila. He has 4 names in each of these Lilas. It's very important. You also know Mahaprabhu, the 48, he is 24. Did you get Kutaha, how? Sukha, happiness. How shall there be happiness without peace? That's Krishna's one of his main theses when he gives Bhagavad Gita. You know? So Bhagavad Gita is a summary of the whole entire Gita. And this is one of the last verses. I think it's number 68. Asha tasha kutaha sukha. He says, how can there be peace? And of course, again, he says, how can there be peace if I'm fighting? And Krishna, of course, given the methodology to be a yogi as he's fighting, not a yogi sitting in trance and retreat, but a yogi with a higher concept. A yogi who's seen the universal form. See? So it's very beautiful. I think I will read the purport. This is a verse from Mahabharata, Vanadava, Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra. In his commentary on Vishnu Sahasranam of the Nam Arta Shuddha, Srila Baladev Bhushanam, commenting on this verse, answers that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead according to the evidence of the Upanishads. He explains that Suvarna Varna means a golden complexion. He also quotes the Vedic injunction Yadam, Pashaha, Pashite, Lukma, Varnam, Kartaram, Isham, Purusham, Brahmayana, Munikai Upanishad, which of course is old Upanishad. Kartaram, Usham refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead as having a complexion, the color of molten gold. Purusha means the Supreme Lord, and Adipurush, of course. And Brahmayana indicates that he is also the Supreme Brahman. This evidence too proves that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of God, is Krishna. Another meaning of the description of the Lord as having a golden hue is that Lord Chaitanya's personality is as fascinating as gold is attractive. Srila Baladev Bhushanam explained that the word Parama means exquisitely beautiful. Anga means having many parts that are ornate. Lord Chaitanya accepted sannyas, leaving aside his household alive to preach his mission. He has equanimity in different senses. First, he describes the confidential truth of the personality of Godhead. And second, he satisfies everyone by knowledge and attachment to Krishna. He is peaceful because he renounces all topics not related to the service of Krishna. Srila Baladev Bhushanam has explained that the word Nishta indicates his being rigidly fixed in chanting the holy name of Shri Krishna. Lord Chaitanya subdued all disturbing opponents of devotional service, especially the monists who are actually averse to the personal preachings. So you can see. So Mahaprabhu, in a sense, is preaching without preaching. Indeed, though he had many conversations that were recorded in Caitanya-caritamrta much later than they were taken place, but they took notes, of course. But as you know, Lord Chaitanya didn't actually write anything. And the Ashtakam, where did Ashtakam come from? It was collected from Rupa Goswami in his book, Patanjali. There was 8 quotes by Mahaprabhu, and they were strung together as one verse. That's why there's different rhythms, different rhymes, quite an interesting verse. See? So this is gathered by Rupa Goswami, this Ashtakam, Mahaprabhu's Ashtakam. He didn't write anything. So isn't that amazing? Very amazing. He really is the greatest scholar, the self-realized, completely attached to Radha and Krishna. Indeed, Krishna himself in the mood of Radharani and sometimes in verse. So this is all very, very astounding. So this is Mahaprabhu. It is no wonder that not everybody can understand who is Krishna. What time is it? Perfect. Yeah, very good. So to understand Mahaprabhu, as you already know, he is not so well understood or known, let's say even in India. You know, he might be considered a sage. You can look him up on Wikipedia. He says 16th century sage. he shows in himself is that he's actually Krishna himself. And the more we hear about Mahaprabhu, and the more we enter into the mood of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, the more we can understand that it's Krishna himself in the mood of Radharani. Because it is a complex song. Also, I was looking last day or two as you can say the part of what you call the Ashtaka Lila, the Ashtaka-caritamrta Radhika both of Krishna and of Mahaprabhu. And of course, in terms of time, they follow exactly the same order. This Ashtaka-caritamrta Radhika is very, very interesting if you read it. Like, for instance, if I ask any of you, let's call it tonight, what's Krishna doing right now? Obviously, he's sitting around the gate, he's getting ready to go to the forest, you see. So if you look just for a couple of an hour or so and you study what Krishna is doing in the 8 different parts of the day, very interesting. Then you can also study what Mahaprabhu is doing in 8 different portions of the day. And they follow the same schedule. So, like in the morning, they rise at 3:24. So, what does Mahaprabhu do most of the time? Most of the time he's chanting or sporting with some of his associates or bathing in the Ganga twice a day, and at night he goes to rest. And guess who he rests with? You'll be surprised. With his wife Vishnu. He actually goes at night. He sleeps with his wife, and then he wakes up again in the morning. So it's and this is written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We cannot say, oh well, what is the evidence of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur? He is our main critic, not critic in terms of gives evidence of who is Krishna. We follow him everywhere. Vishwanath Chakravarti, 17th century greatest scholar, says he's the best devotee, and he commented on so many scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam. Almost every day we quote something from Vishwanath according to what Vishwanath said about Sri Krishna's Dhamstam. So it's very interesting to understand who is Mahaprabhu in terms of, if we want to understand, of can I meditate on him? And yes, we can meditate on him. It says in the afternoon, he goes to the forest and he sits with his friends and he chants. Then he goes home and he has a little lunch and a little dinner. And after, again, he chants. His pastime is only chanting, really chanting and discussing. Very, very beautiful. There's Krishna, of course. Does he chant? Does Krishna chant? Of course not. We chant about Krishna. Krishna is very, at night, I think there's about 5 hours or so that he's resting with Radharani. Then he gets up, then he rushes home. Then his mother first actually milks, he might milk a few cows. He goes home. He has a little breakfast, and then his mother sends him out again. And Radharani goes and works with Mother Yashoda and she cooks. And the longest period of the night is about 5 hours there until 3:24 in the morning and to 10:24 at night. And the longest period besides that is at Radha. Every day Krishna meets with Radha and gopis at Radha. It takes about 5 hours. This is one of the reasons why Radha is so important. Krishna's pastimes there are amazing when you read what they do there. You know, this is not taken, this cannot be neglected. Krishna plays chess and all those things. So so this 2 times like 5-hour period. And that's 10, so there's how many hours left? 14 hours, which are devoted to the other 6 pastimes, much shorter. Very fascinating. So, to read 1 or 2 more verses, I'll read 50. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is repeatedly and clearly Vyaktakari Bhavata Kahe Bharatara Kaling Dharma Nama Sankirtana Sa. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is repeatedly and clearly said that the essence of religion in the age of Kali is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Iti Bhagavatam Urvisham Suvanti Jagat Ishvaram Nana Tantra Vidanena Kalya Piyata Shrindu. You can tell this is Sanskrit. This is typical shloka we do, Sanskrit translation. O king, in this way, people in Dwapara Yuga worship the Lord of the universe. In Kali Yuga, they also worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the regulations of the revealed scripture kindly now hear of that from me. And again, I want to go to the book. This verse is spoken by Saint Caitanya in Srimad Bhagavatam. Then, I just want to read the last verse, 52. Krishna Varna, Trisha Krishna, Sangopangvastra, Parshadam, Jakya Sankirtana Raya, Yayanti Sumedasha. You've heard this verse many times, of course. I'll read it right through it. Krishna Varna, repeating the syllables. Krishna, repeating the syllables. Krishna. Trisha, with a luster. Krishna, black, golden. Sangha, along with associates. Upanga, servitors. Astra, weapons. Parshadam, confidential, companions. Jakya, by sacrifice. Sankirtanam, Rayaish, consisting chiefly of congregational chanting. Yajanti, they worship. He, certainly. Shu, Veda, Saha, intelligent person. Translation. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. We go not look at the report. Somebody can repeat that verse tomorrow, and then you can overlap the discussion and you can comment on it. So this is very beautiful verse. We've heard it many times. That word, Medasaha, intelligent person worship Lord Caitanya. So what is